Dungarvan man Seán Casey has been immersed in the business of TV sets for 25 years and more. His first venture was to sell, hire and repair them, and that he still does. But that venture became the basis of a much wider, more challenging group of businesses. Since he sold and hired sets, he was drawn towards the problem of good quality reception of cross-channel stations. That led him to put a receiver on top of the Comera Mountains and run a cable all the way down the mountain to his customers through his own cable distribution system. He also sells the signal to a Cork cable company, so that was business number 2. But in his TV shop, he began to cast a cold eye on some of the big-name TV sets produced by multinational companies. He says that, like other TV renters, he faced the problem of the cost of repairing sets. Sending out repairmen is a very expensive business. Looking at the sets available on the market at the time, he was brave enough to think, I could make that, and make it so it wouldn't need expensive repairs quite so often. And that first thought led to this new factory near his home. A £1 million investment, hiring only 18 people, but using the most up-to-date manufacturing equipment in the world and turning out about 250 sets a week. That figure will soon double.
We felt we knew as much about television as maybe some of the bigger companies with big R&D establishments.
So if you don't recognise it as a problem, it isn't a problem?
I suppose that's it, yeah.
Now, looking in the back of that set beside you, there seems to be relatively little from a layman's point of view. How would that compare with, say, one of the big name sets?
It is pretty compact, yeah. I think it's probably, I would venture to say it is the tidiest and most compact set on the market today.
But taking that giant leap forward into manufacture was daunting. Not only did he have to overcome his own fears, but also the doubts of the IDA and the banks.
We had to convince the IDA that it was possible for a small family in Ireland to design and produce a television. Now, it took a bit of convincing, all right, quite honestly, but they did eventually. Well, we produced prototypes and took those to the IRS for testing. And I think after that, once the IDA saw that we were determined to keep going, they rode in with us at that stage.
And the banks too, presumably.
And the banks, yeah.
The sets are in every sense an Irish product, right from the original design, which permits a repairman to easily identify a fault, pluck out that component and insert another in the customer's premises. Some companies design the sets for their production convenience rather than for the customer, says Seán Casey. And the vast majority of the components which go to make up the set are made by Irish companies. The notable exception is the tube, which comes in from Britain. But at least one big-name company which produced TV sets here gave it up. So why should the Dungarvan set succeed?
I suppose you could really call it brain power. To sum it up, that you must be able to first of all, you must know what you're doing. You must have experience in the field, and you must be able to make decisions, and you must be able to change with changing technology, and you must be able to change pretty fast.
And does the fact that you're a small, tight operation put you ahead of the game in that respect compared with the giants?
Well, I'd say so, because again, as I said, if problem number one, if a problem crops up, we can very easily solve it in a matter of a short space of time, and we keep abreast of all changes in technology, and we're always ahead with our designs.
Management meetings could as easily happen around the Casey kitchen table. It's a family affair. Seán Casey's wife, Margaret, is company secretary. Daughter Noelle is in design and troubleshooting. Son Pat is factory manager and computer expert. And Bill is the design expert and one-man think tank. High-tech machines assemble the components at enormous speed. The limiting factor is the time it takes an operator to test sets before they're shipped. And that bottleneck is soon to be resolved with the installation of an automatic machine which can do the job in 6 seconds. Then they can produce at least 100 sets a day. But what of the market for them?
Every set that we produce for the next 2 months is committed to the English market, actually. We have a contract for the schools and colleges of London.
And thereafter what will happen?
And we will then be in a position We're installing new water test equipment here at the end of the month, and at that stage our production can go up to about 100 sets a day, and we will then be able to talk to the Irish dealers and hopefully get our little slice of the market.